Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Benchmonster TV.
I'm Ashley Lynn Condre.
And I am the Benchmonster.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Thank you for joining us.
And let's start off by talking about our work week.
Our work week?
Yeah, our work week. What did you do in the gym, or workout-wise?
Workout-wise, let's see. Monday, let me think. Monday was squat.
Squat.
I'm trying to think. It was pretty good. I worked some heavy doubles and it was
Heavy doubles with
good.
what?
305.
305? It's not bad.
Yeah. And so that felt pretty good. And I deadlifted that day too with bands. I did the double mini bands.
Right.
God, that's so much tension pulling down.
It's good for you, though.
So that was good. Yeah, as soon as I took it off, and then I did some higher box pulls. It just felt like it floated at the top. So that was
Nice.
pretty cool. And then I benched yesterday.
Right, I saw that. I handed off. Duffalo bar.
Yep, Duffalo bar. Worked up to some heavy singles on the Duffalo bar, and then worked back to the regular bar, and did some working sets for form, and then I put a 2-board on and worked on some heavy doubles and singles there with a 2-board, and
Gotcha.
and got some assistance work, and then today I squatted again. It was like light squat day. Just
Right.
did some 5x5 and some front squats, and then some assistance work, and then tomorrow is the best day of all. It is heavy deadlift day.
That's
My
tomorrow?
favorite. Yeah.
Not my favorite day. But then again,
How was your workouts this week?
well,
What did you do?
I deloaded on the bench. I found that I thought I had went 2 weeks over 950 pounds. Turns out it was 3 weeks over 950 pounds. So I definitely needed to take a break. So I deloaded and hopefully come back next Tuesday, throw on the Bench Daddy shirt, and go back up to some heavy weights and see if I can't get that shirt to work. Like I said, it's a little snug and a little intimidating. So I got to work with that one more time before I make any executive decisions on whether or not I need to make it bigger in some areas to allow me to, for one, pinch my shoulder blades, because when the shirt is so tight up here and it restricts you from pinching the shoulder blades, it's a problem. So.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see how that goes. But also wanted to start out by saying thoughts and prayers go out to the family of George Floyd. I saw this on Facebook recently. There's been an incident out there in Minneapolis, and I'm not going to dress on it too much, but it very bothersome by what I saw, and I understand there's rioting going on out there, and it's turbulent times over there. But it's a sad thing to see in this country, but I hope justice does its thing, and those officers are held accountable and receive the maximum sentence because they took a life. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I could vent for hours, but I'm not going to do it. So
pretty heated and for quite a while. But we want to keep it light and fun.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, what about the hat? Hey, I know it looks funny, but I look funny
Like
too.
a little Q-tip or something.
What do you mean? It's a Kangol hat.
Like a little cotton ball on the top of your head.
Where? Yeah,
Yes,
it's like
a little cotton ball.
Well, it's like fur. Samuel L. Jackson wears this hat.
Well,
Can I pull it off? I gotta put up one side like this. Nope, doesn't stay.
it's not staying.
No. Hey, but it's cool though.
There you go.
I don't like that. I look like Peter Pan.
You're right. Now it looks silly.
Now it looks like a pimp hat. Right? No? Okay.
Kind
good. Okay. Let's move into
Staying on track here.
Lifter Spotlight this time here. What we do is we compile some videos from Facebook, Instagram, and whoa.
YouTube.
And my hat is shedding. Yeah, it's bad. And so our first video, what we got here is her name's Jennifer.
Jennifer Thompson?
No, well, I don't know who this. No.
Which one are you doing?
Well, let's do. I think it's
the
Jennifer
squat.
Thompson. Okay. Yeah, she does a world record bench.
God, she's amazing. You guys probably already know who she is. I mean, she's incredible, and she's been doing this for like 15, 20 years. But it's worth showcasing because it just still blows me away. So
Let's roll through a video
let's
here.
show it.
Yeah, she's going to go for 317 pounds. And
She weighs the same as I do.
how much is that?
She's in the 132 weight class.
She's an impressive individual.
300, and this is completely raw. She's
Right.
not using any kind of gear here. It's absolutely amazing. Like, my highest bench in a competition is 190, and it took everything I had. And that's not, I mean, that's like not even a warm-up
Good
weight
setup,
for her.
yeah, I'm impressed.
She's just amazing.
She's been in the game for a while.
She has. Like, when I very first started this, she was one of my inspirations.
I think she's a school
When I
teacher,
first
too.
started, her record was 292. And over the years, she's
Great control.
bumped it up over 300.
You go, girl.
Not even grinding. Like,
Nice crisp
very
walkout.
solid, yeah. I, mean,
Yeah,
it's
I like when she gets on the bench, too.
amazing.
She's proud,
I
and she
know.
does the most muscular pose. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's hardcore.
So cool. Did you put her training videos up?
I didn't get her training video, no.
I mean,
I
I
want-
came across some training videos where she's doing 275 for sets of 5.
Yeah,
and
strong lady. And
crazy.
she's been around for a while. And is she a 3-lift lifter or just a bench?
She is, yeah, she is a 3
Okay.
lift lifter. She's known, I mean, obviously for her bench, but yeah, I mean, she's a good squatter and a good deadlifter too.
So
Just an absolutely amazing athlete.
Some people say they can't hear us.
Oh, is that what some people are saying
Yeah,
right now? Oh no.
yeah. How's the audio coming through now? Good? Hopefully?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yikes.
Uh-oh, can't hear you. Don't.
So, this is interesting.
Oops. Okay. Well,
Wow.
Try to talk louder.
Well, when you're backing up, you're not in a total
I know.
microphone
I keep
here.
forgetting that we're not
Yeah.
using 2 microphones now.
So, I mean, I can hear you on this, obviously, right? Obviously? Yeah.
Should we get these on? Will that
Don't need
work?
them.
Okay.
Don't need them. But I can hear you on there. So,
Okay.
Yeah. And so onward we go.
There's
And
Jennifer Thompson with her 317 and a body weight of right around 132.
129? Yeah.
She's in the 132 weight class, so I assume she's probably 130.
Impressive.
Very amazing.
okay, this next athlete we have is a girl by the name of Amanda.
Amanda Lawrence.
Thank John Smith.
Perfect.
Some audio. Speak into the microphone. That's what we got to do. You got to speak a little louder here. So
They couldn't hear you either.
I
Don't
yell.
Be telling me what to
I
do.
yell when I talk.
You're not. Yeah, but I didn't see that they just couldn't hear me. They said they couldn't
Okay.
hear us.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so next video. This lady, how long has she been in the lifting world?
She's fairly new. She's pretty young. She's early 20. I want to say 22, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how old she is, but she is fairly new to powerlifting.
Right.
But you would not know it by her performance. I mean, she's
I watched
got all sorts of accolades.
You sent me this video, and I watched her squat this today, and
Crazy.
it made me feel like a weak little man because I can't squat too much because my back is all effed up. But when I saw her, I watched these videos today, and I had to write down the kilo numbers here.
Yep.
So her first squat here is 506, I believe.
So an opener of 506,
Yeah.
if you can imagine that. An opener.
Yeah.
Like, my gosh.
Yeah, hit it off, girl. Takes it out just like it's everyday business for her. It's amazing.
It's very impressive.
What federation is this? IPF?
I think so.
Okay. Well, no question about depth.
No question.
You go, girl.
And here on her second attempt, this is 535.
535.
243 kilos, 535 pounds.
Impressive.
Just amazing.
Sandbagger, actually. Just needs to put some weight on the bar.
Well, she did. This is only her second attempt.
No question on depth.
No,
I'm
just
gonna.
solid.
Yeah, I can't take nothing away from you.
Say a thing about that.
No.
Yeah.
What's the
And
last? What's the
here's
last one here?
her
250.5.
Her third attempt, 250 kilos, 551 pounds, and I think she's done. I mean, I think she's done more than this.
More than this?
I think so. I know she's chasing 600. Go, go, go. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, she's got 30
I like the head.
30
head-
more pounds
head nod.
in the inner. Why,
Knuckles.
yeah. Yeah, impressive.
Very amazing.
Yeah.
And her her bench and deadlift are just as incredible.
And she's a young person too, so she's got a lot of years.
She's very young.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's drug tested. She gets drug tested in like most of the meets she does because she wins. So just a very impressive.
Where does she live at? Is she East Coast, West Coast, South? Where?
I'm not
Any
sure.
idea where she lives? Okay.
I don't.
Impressive. Maybe see her out there on the platform someday at some meet. So, I have some videos that I thought was interesting, and I wanted to shed some light on. I watched this guy. You know, I haven't met him personally, but he's a very big man, over 400 pounds, and he lifts in the IPF Federation, I believe. His name's Blaine Sumner, and here he's going to do 915 for 3 reps. And this impressed me. I mean, this guy here is a beast, actually, and he makes it look effortless, you know. And he's got good technique too. Knows how to utilize that shirt. I think he does that all day. Piece of cake, dude. You know, the guy's benched over 1,000 pounds, I believe, in a single ply, and has been to Westside recently, and acquired some knowledge out there. The Vanilla Gorilla, that's correct. Yeah, impressive individual. That video, I had to watch that a few times. He's a single ply guy. I like to see, you know, if he wasn't committed to a single ply federation, what he can do in multiply, because you're doing 1,000 in a single, and I'm pretty sure with some of these new shirts that we have, it'd be crazy to see what he could do. He's a strong dude. I think he lives in Wyoming, from what I heard, but I don't know. Yeah, he's a big man. Impressive.
Very cool.
One other video that was sent to me is an individual that we were going to go see in San Diego in April at the Kern meet. I understand he was going to be lifting there raw, and he was going to go for the all-time raw total. His name is Daniel Bell, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to do a 1,000-pound box squat here. And I understand he has briefs on. He's a raw lifter. So the fact that he's got one step into gear is very impressive. And he made that look effortless. And I kind of want to see that again, because it's nothing to this man. Put him in a canvas squat suit, and where's he going to go? I mean, 1,400? It's amazing. So that impressed me. And when I saw that, I was like, wow. You know, I know I think he did 1,000 for 3 raw recently too in a video. So that was impressive to see. But yeah, that was
strong people out there.
Women squatting 551 with knee sleeves. Man, I remember when I first did that with knee wraps. And I'm a guy, and that's impressive. Some of these females out there are putting up some weights that make me not even want to talk about them because I'm embarrassed. Yeah, so that's huge. But no, that was kind of the gist of the videos we run in the rundown. And like I said, this next week coming up is we should have some videos of some bench press stuff. I wanted to do a little tutorial on rolling dumbbells, but in the gym that we film at is a little too loud and too many people in it right now, so I'm going to wait till a more private area to try to get that scripted, and so you can hear me and I can utilize all the techniques that I'm trying to show people, and we'll bring forth that. So, but yeah, and you yourself need to post some videos too. I mean, I'm hoping that we can start now that once the gyms kind of start opening up more officially, and it's okay to video in there, we can start doing more stuff. Yeah, like it's not really the gyms aren't going to open here till probably middle of June, maybe July. Who knows? So they're prolonging this thing, and it's horrible, but they're doing it for everybody's safety, I guess. So supposedly, yeah. So case. Yeah, actually. I don't know. It's more confusing and upsetting, and just I'm losing like faith and hope here, because it just seems like this is never going to end. It's starting every day to go on way too long. Yeah, every time I think we're taking forward progress here, we end up taking 2 steps back. Well, yeah, because what's this about? I mean, I'm confused about whether we're going into stage 2. Phase 2. Phase 2. Sorry. Not on here. June 1st, because my gymnastics gym we're supposed to open back up June 1st, okay. But somebody was saying that we're not going to be able to reach stage 2 on June 1st. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I gotta look into that. Right. Figure out what's going on. Well, I thought that was pretty for sure, and I never heard him do a press conference saying that we weren't. But I've been told multiple times that our numbers aren't where they need to be. Well, you're allowed to get haircuts and your teeth cleaned now, so I know. You can get haircuts? I think you get haircuts, sure? Right? No, I got my teeth cleaned. You can get your teeth cleaned. I know that. Yeah, I went to the dentist and I got my teeth cleaned, so I know they allowed that. So that was good, I guess. but gym's got to open, man. I mean, we got to get back in and do some crazy stuff, and you can only do so much, garage gyms and so on and so forth. So, and I don't have a gym myself, like in my garage.
Lucky,
yeah, I've been lucky enough to train and maintain some balance, but I want to get back in and turn those wheels 110% in my normal surroundings where I'm comfortable and unleash some crazy shit. So, I mean, it's time. I mean, it's the heat of the summer now coming up too, and body weight's sitting at 300, and I think I want to go up to 308 to make my shirt fit even tighter. So, but a good quality 308. Yeah, I don't want to put on any burger and fry weight, even though Whoppers are 2 for $6 right now. Yeah, those are good. You got to have those
so
once in a
good.
while. Yeah, you got to have a cheat meal once in a
when
while.
they make it that cheap, like
Yeah,
you
2
get
for
a meal that
$6,
gets you full
and
for-
they're open till midnight. That's even worse.
another-
So even though it's drive-through, it's still a taste of heaven when you eat chicken, rice, and I'm not saying chicken, rice, and steak is horrible food, but I like a cheeseburger once in a while, like a Whopper. Not a Big Mac. That's not even nothing. You can eat 6 of those. But like a double Whopper or something. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It goes right to the hips,
I wouldn't turn it down.
don't care. And but onward. So thank you for joining us this evening. We got a few questions in here. I see
Yeah.
quite a few.
Well, there's only a couple. I was kind of looking. Let's see here. Good night and greetings from Brazil.
Brazil.
Oh, we got somebody from Brazil watching. Very cool. The
Salute to you, Brazil.
Crypt
Awesome.
Keeper would like to know how much you bench.
How much I bench? Raw between 550 and 585, and
You're more than that.
well, I mean, I'm
That's
humble here. Yeah, I mean, on a good day, but in the shirt, it's over 1,000. Not too much right now. I mean, I haven't been able to train more than 950 pounds because that's all we can get on the bar at the place I train at. Once we get back in my usual surroundings, we'll be able to put on 1,200 and things like that and start working with some serious overload weight and take it to the next level, hopefully. But man, I don't know how much time I can sit on the sidelines here. I want to get this. I want to get gyms reopened, and I'm just kind of like pissed. So that we're not at that level yet.
I know. I really thought we'd be there by now. I didn't
No.
realize we were going to drag this on this long.
Oh, quite a while.
Let's see here. Can't hear it. Okay, so we got the. Hopefully, we're not having any issues.
Technical difficulties here with the audio? No.
Hopefully, you guys
Hopefully.
can hear us okay. I'm trying to pay attention to that. The most I bench press was 135.
Nathan, we can change that. We can get those numbers moving again. Just get a hold of me. Hit me up here on contact me through this email here, and I'll shoot you some free advice, man. And we can get 135 moving and that and above. So.
I think he's
Yeah.
comparing himself to Jennifer Thompson.
Whoa.
She makes us all look not so.
Yeah, she's a beast, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. She's amazing. She's a bench press hero.
What's Crypt Peeker
the
said? What's the
vanilla
big cliff
gorilla.
dumbbell curl? I want to look that up.
Look up Big Cliff dumbbell curl.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm banged up. Will gear heal? I'm banged up. Will gear heal me?
Yes and no. I mean, there's
gear
no
gear.
hard to say what gear you're talking about, Crypt. But bottom line is, if you're banged up, you need rest and recovery, and putting gear on or taking gear is not going to, and going out and continue doing what you're doing is not going to solve the problem. You need to address it now. Ice, I'm not a big fan of ibuprofen anymore. Ice and heat and time off and letting the body. I mean, if you're banged up, man, you got to heal up. And I wish there was a magic pill you just took all the inflammation and tendonitis and sore muscles, but there's not. It's it's eating, sleeping, training, supplementation, and technique. And majority you got to balance those. You can't overtrain and undereat. So on and so forth. So it goes on and on.
Let's see here. The most I bench was 135, and I am 5'10", 260.
Oh, Nathan.
And then somebody comments, let's see, Dang Joe's, comments to Nathan, just keep lifting, dude. You'll see gains very fast.
Yeah, 260, man. I mean, I think there's some technical errors occurring in your lift. I don't know. I like to see your video of how you bench press, and I'm sure we could tweak a few things and get things moving. You could be doing a host of all kinds of issues. I'm not putting you on blast or nothing, but that's what I thrive upon is helping others and just saying the fact that what you're telling me with 135 and 5'10 and 260. I mean, there's magic there. You got more than you think you do. Yeah.
Sure.
So I honestly think we can do more easily. You're probably a young guy also, I'm sure, hopefully.
I lived in Missouri, Ryan.
Lived in Missouri. Wow.
Sorry I gave you angry faces on your Instagram deadlift video. I was wondering what that meant.
Angry
There
faces?
was like angry faces.
Not on my
And I
Instagram
was like,
deadlift video.
okay.
Not me.
Well, I know, I was trying to figure out who he was talking about, and then I was like, wait a second, he's not talking about you.
Orange Blitz? Oh. Angry faces.
No problem, no worries.
You need to get back in the gym. No kidding. Dang Joss. Yeah, absolutely. Back in the gym with the crew and the normal set schedule and familiar stomping grounds, actually, is where we need to be. But, due to the circumstances, you roll with the punches. And I don't know where you live, but this state here is a hell in a handbasket, and our governor is a loser. And it just makes it worse and worse here. I wish we were, I don't know any other states where gyms are open. Ohio? Gyms?
That's why, on Facecram, I follow Katie Ann Rutherford, and she was in the gym training.
And where does she train at?
I don't know what the gym's called, but she's in Ohio.
Well, we need to get board a plane and go to Ohio.
A couple different gyms, I'm not sure.
Let's get the hell out of Dodge. Let's go back to Ohio. Let's go back to West Side.
Let's
go hang out with Dave Hoff
that's
and Wes McCormick and the crew.
Go have drinks with Dave Hoff again. And
I'm down. Get the tickets. Let's get out of here. We'll do a live stream from Columbus, Ohio in a week. No, I'm just joking. We can't board a plane that quick.
We wish.
I wish, man. I wish it was right out the back door where we could just drive for 6 hours maybe, but damn, it's a long ways away.
It's a bit of a trek to get there.
But worth it, though.
We're going back, man.
I'm going back. Once things open up, and I ain't waiting to the Arnold next year. I'm going to make a surprise visit into West Side, and I want to go back. I got a lot of unfinished business there. I wanted to go to see Matt Winning's gym. I wanted to go see a whole bunch of other places. I mean, Dave Tate. Didn't get to see Dave Tate. I didn't go to his gym, so I got a lot of unfinished business there. But it was a mile a minute when we were there.
I know. A few extra days would have been nice.
Yeah.
We packed those few days full of so much stuff. Such a blast.
Yeah. That was a good trip. Except for the first night I was there when I fell out of the shower.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Did I tell that story?
We haven't. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom. He's taking a shower.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
And all of a sudden I hear this
First night we're there. We flew in.
I'm done telling the story.
Flew in Friday, right? Or Thursday?
No, Thursday.
Thursday night.
We hadn't even been there for an hour.
Yeah. And I'm going to take
an hour.
Yeah, we're in the hotel and you go.
So I'm I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was by the mirror right outside of the bathroom, and I hear this horrible loud crashing noise, and I open the door.
Door?
Yeah, the bathroom door.
Okay.
And Ryan's laying there, and his head had went through the drywall, and he was just all out of it and
naked.
He
on my back.
Naked and just looking like you didn't even know what just happened.
I didn't.
In our hotel room, in our bathroom, in the bathtub, the shower area, they didn't have the grip. You know how most tubs have grippers so that you don't slip and fall? Ours did not have that.
Yeah.
So he ate crap pretty hard, and his head went through the drywall.
In between the studs, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, I would have snapped my neck and been paraplegic. It would have been horrible.
Hole, yeah.
Had to go to the emergency room. It was a nightmare, and I was embarrassed because I thought I had a concussion, but I've taken
it was really scary. It's funny now, but it was really scary.
At the time, it wasn't funny because I didn't know what the hell if I should go to bed or not because I didn't know if I'd wake up. But
yeah, we ended up we had to go to the hospital because we didn't know.
I'm still here.
So hard, but he ended up being okay, and our hotel felt horrible. They knew they were at fault, and by the next day the wall was patched up and our bathtub had grip on the bottom.
Yeah, should have sued them for everything they had.
They knew.
They took care of it.
It was their fault.
Yeah. It was a graceful fall. I mean, I know how to fall, definitely.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Sounded horrifying.
Yeah. Well, it was an embarrassing story to tell.
Out of it. I'm so glad you were conscious. If you wouldn't have been conscious, I would have.
Shit, that would ruin my whole trip.
Yeah, I would have called 911 immediately.
Yeah. So.
Anyway.
Thanks for listening to that story.
Other than that, the trip was great, but it did not start off good because, like we said, that was literally an hour into the trip.
Hey, John Smith, do we have a liberal governor like we do? Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I don't even want to say anything. Just this guy's on a power trip, and he's just
he's not handling this.
Not handling it very professionally, and he's I got nothing good to say about him. So Jay Inslee is his name, and he's a doom and gloom speaker, and he comes out and
he ain't missing his haircuts though. He's
No.
not letting the rest of he's
No.
shutting down all those things, but he's
Well,
you can see he's getting his haircut.
nobody cares
He's
for him.
getting paid. He's got his job. He's
Only those
okay.
people over in Seattle that bow to him and think
I know.
he's the next greatest thing.
I know.
But 90% of us don't like him here, and I think he'll be out of office this year.
I haven't heard a single positive word about him.
308.
Dude, you got to go to 308.
Yeah.
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
Aren't you already there?
299, 300. I mean, I go up to like 310, but I'm not going to go any higher than that. I could, go to 320, but I like to do 308, weigh in at 308, and then hydrate up to 320 if I need be. So we'll play it by ear there. 320 is a good weight, and definitely stronger at 320 than I am at 308. I mean, every weight moves weight, and you put on 10 or 15 pounds, I mean, you're going to move more weight. So, you take 30, 40 pounds off like I've done, and the bench press has suffered somewhat. It's coming back, but, when you walk around at 350 for most of your life and have to cut down and be 290 or 295, I mean, it feels good to be, mobile and light on my feet, but pay the price, though. I mean, I don't like it. I wish I had that, I don't wish I had that abdomen, but I sure miss the bench stroke, because right now it's very long. I mean, look at these arms. Yeah. No matter how I arch and get that, I don't have that what was my waist? 44? Because that's the jeans I wore. 44-inch waist?
Probably.
Or 42? Yeah. But I knew how to flex that abdomen up in the air and make it a two-board, actually. So, but you do what you do. Do what you got to do.
Ohio gym owners sued now. Gyms are open?
Oh, cool.
Wait, what does that mean?
I guess they petitioned and maybe I don't know. Every state's different. So, but I thought I read on Facebook that gyms were open and
that's good.
And that was good to hear.
I wish we would follow suit with you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna be way behind. They canceled our fair, didn't they? Probably.
Already canceled the fair.
Yeah.
Already canceled the boat races.
Boat races. Yeah. So we have nothing to do all summer except twiddle our thumbs and who knows.
That sucks. Not that we usually go to the boat races, but we like the fair.
No,
so that's
but
kind of a bummer.
It's good revenue for this
The fact
town.
of the matter, I know. Ryan, I'm 260. You're just 40 pounds heavier than me.
Well, Nathan, we can put weight on you too if you want. If you want to talk about putting on some weight, I know how to do that, and we give you some advice on that also. Quality weight, and yeah, that'd be fun. And I don't know, man. Nathan, I think we need to get that 135 moving, man. Yeah, I'm not buying it that that's all you can do, man. I really think, I've had. I'm not saying you're a young guy. I don't know much about you, but I've had high school kids come in, and they on the first day of training them, they come in and they say, hey, I go, what can you do bench one time? And they say, oh, I can do 275 pounds one time. And I say, well, show me. And they get on the bench and they have their elbows out, they have their wrists turned back like this, and they bring the bar above their nipples, and I change a few things. Next thing you know, they've got 15, 20 pounds on their bench just by changing a few things up. One in particular was a guy that benched told me he could do 240, and he did it, and I switched some things up. With 30 minutes working with the guy, he did 280. So, I mean, that's just technical specs on people. I mean, just changing up a few things and doing the lift correctly instead of, making it harder than it should be. So that's the exciting part about, training people is putting numbers on their lifts. That's a thrill for me. That's a drug for me. So anybody that comes in and has a bench press issue, and I mean, I'm not going to fix your deadlift issue. That would be her department. But, lifting's lifting, and resistance training is resistance training, and a lot of the West Side techniques that I've learned along the way apply to, all lifts, whether it be squat or deadlift or bench. So speed is speed, and max effort is max effort, and volume is volume, and knowing how to adjust those is the science of it all.
Are you guys into arm wrestling?
Arm wrestling. No, I did that back in 1997, and I did it to hustle people and win money because it was fun. But it's just like anything, man. You have to train it all the time. And arm wrestling, I mean, if you don't do it all the time and try to step out there, and you're going to rip your rotator cuff off trying to do it the first time. But I actually trained it and practiced it. I was working in a restaurant, and we would do it in the prep kitchen. The waiters, servers would come back, and we'd throw money on the table, and we'd practice. And I would go to the gym and practice. And And it's fun, you know. I mean, it has its place, but the fact that I was 198 pounds and had 18-inch forearms, and I had a technique that was far superior than anybody holding a 12-ounce can of Coors Light could handle. And when we went into a sports bar or a pool hall, my uncle would go up and say, "Hey, my nephew can take you. I got $50 so he can take you at arm wrestling." So they'd wander over with a Camel non-filter and a Corona Light, and we get down like this, and it'd be over in 15 seconds, sometimes 30. You know, there was a technique that I had in arm wrestling, and I'm not going to go over that, but it was fun, reminiscing about it as I tell the story and the techniques that I used. And man, you know, I the first time I arm wrestled was in my restaurant, and I lost. And I told this story before, and the server guy, he wasn't nothing intimidating, but he rolled me over, man. And losing sucks, and I didn't like it. And I did something about it, and I came back and beat everybody in my restaurant, and took it on the road for a while. And I'm not saying I got rich off of it, but you know, it was good to lay down $20 and buckle people and go to the next sports bar and line up more people, and it was just for fun. You know, it wasn't like causing any trouble with anybody. It was just I didn't look like much. You know, 198-pound kid. You know these grown men. I was 22 at the time. You know, you got 30, 40-year-old men in there, and they look like this young punk kid can't take me, and boy, I did. So arm wrestling was kind of fun. What's this, Smith?
Still use insert at all anymore. Crush serious weight in them.
Inzer, yeah, I still have, the Inzer Phenom. It's a blue Phenom now. Unfortunately, the material is not like it was. You know, I'll keep saying this over and over again. It's all in the material. You know, it's changed, and I cannot get the numbers out of it I once did. And because I had mastered the old material, which was, it was very elasticity. I mean, had a lot of memory in it and a lot of recoil, and it was real flexible, and it was the best shirt that I ever wore, and to this date so far, until I master these new age shirts. But I still throw it on once in a while, and especially I got a few Inzer Phenoms that are a little too small, and they're great board shirts. I think everybody needs to have what's called a board shirt, and a board shirt accomplishes two things. I mean, you're able to handle weight you never will touch, obviously. But the fact that you can basically overload yourself over 300 pounds more than you can do full range, but basically handle it off boards or with bands and chains, and you're able to, as opposed to a static hold where you just hold straight weight, you can actually take it out, move it down to a 3-board, a 2-board, and actually push it up. And a lot of my board shirts are made for a 2-board or 3-board, all upper end work. But it's able to, take out, 1,200 pounds and come down and touch the 2-board and put it up. So it accomplishes two things: a static hold, and basically you're moving tremendous amount of weight and adapting that central nervous system to super phenomenal weights. So, when you're handling 1,200 and you go back down to 1,000 doesn't feel too heavy. So I like to really put a lot of, between 1,280 I had in my hands? I think so. Yeah. 1,280. Like yeah. And once you get comfortable with 1,280, you go to 1,000 and it's no big deal. So, and that applies all the way down to any weight you do. So, but I still wear them. Inzer shirts anyway.
Oh, I missed the comment.
And I think Inzer's coming out with a new shirt, kind of like a, I don't know what it's called. No. He had it up on his site for a while, but he doesn't have it anymore. I'm not sure what it was. It was a single ply, put it on yourself type of shirt. Super stretchy, but it's not on the site anymore, so I don't know what it was called.
And then Nathan is replying that he's 39.
You're a young man, Nathan.
I live in Maryland. Hopefully things will get better soon.
Maryland. Bethesda. That's where my sister lived. Maryland. Yep. Way out there. Yeah. Beautiful state.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
Todd B. Craft. I bet the authorities didn't have the guts to shut down West Side.
No, they don't go down there.
Nope.
They're not invited to that area.
No, they are not welcome.
Yeah.
And then somebody else posted, do you think Bob Evans let Louis come in during the pandemic?
Well,
they certainly should, as loyal of a customer. Although they've switched. It's not Bob Evans.
We didn't eat at Bob
place,
Evans.
It's a place called TJ's.
TJ's. Yeah, we switched to TJ's, and
When
there was
we
some
were
reasoning.
At Westside, he took us to TJ's.
Yeah, there was some reasoning why they switched, and can't remember why, but it was a great breakfast, and it was.
And Louis bought our breakfast. It was so cool.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And you finished his coffee.
I drank Louis Simmons' coffee. Yeah, he had to go. He had to leave urgently, and I looked down, and he had his coffee cup there, and I was privileged enough to drink out of Louis Simmons' coffee cup, and it was lukewarm black coffee, and it was an honor.
It was a great
and then we went
day.
and trained. Then we went and trained at Westside.
We went to train at Westside.
God, I wish I was there.
Take me back. Take me back. It was so
Absolutely.
Cool. So fun.
Bob Evans. Yeah, we ate there though. They had good pancakes.
We
stopped there. Yeah, yeah, I was impressed. Bob Evans.
No, it was really good. I can't remember what I got, but I remember liking it.
Their pancakes had or the syrup had like a cinnamon vanilla thing going on.
Yeah, it's a little different.
We don't have one of those out here.
Good. It was very delicious. Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been to a Bob Evans.
Well, we'll be back.
I was impressed. Oh, and TJ's. I had never heard of TJ's.
And that little diner we went to with Hoff and had the omelet with the gravy.
Yeah.
I don't know where that was, but holy crap.
So good.
Dude, food.
I know.
Yeah, Columbus is a great place.
It was very, very amazing. Let's see here. What was the gym in the DVD that had all the Forza equipment in it? Was that Giorgio's?
That was Giorgio's gym.
Who's the producer of Forza, isn't he?
Giorgio Sr. is the CEO operator of Forza Strength Equipment out of Spokane, and I don't know if he's still in business, but that was his gym at the time. And as you saw, that area there was the powerlifting area, and it was filled with Forza equipment, and that's where we shot the video. They're actually in my Road to the Arnold. I think I'm doing some pec deck on the other side of that gym, and you'll see that I believe that's Forza equipment too, but it was just a different area for machines. You know, the main weightlifting movement area was back there in that area, and that's where the benches were, squat racks, and that's where we threw down the video that day. So, and I don't think that gym no longer exists. In fact, Giorgio's gym that's up there now is, I believe, owned by Giorgio's son or Giorgio's wife, or I don't know who it is. But we stopped through there, and it's a nice little area. It's a clean gym, but it's nothing like it was in the Road to the Arnold. That little dungeon back there, man. That was you don't see that every day in commercial gyms and wherever you may train, but maybe you do. So I know if I had it my way, I'd have a hardcore gym. Wouldn't make any money. I'm beginning to realize that in life now. If you have a hardcore gym, and you have hardcore people, you're not gonna. Depending on where you live, around here, there's just a handful of serious people that I would consider hardcore enough to be in there, and yeah, you'd have to earn your way into this gym if I had it my way. So, because I thrive off other people, and if you don't have that fire and that intensity and willing to put in 110%, then I'm sorry,
What do you think about band shirts like the Bench Daddy, etc.?
Band shirts? I don't know where the band shirts. I just call them bench shirts. I mean, you put them on. What do I think about the Bench Daddy? I've worn it once, and I've worn another one that my training partner has, and it fits a little bit better, and I was very impressed. My shirt is really maybe too small. I'm just going to say that. And what do I think about it? I think it's the next greatest thing to come out in 2020, and I foresee, my crystal ball, as I rub this thing, if people get in line and get these shirts, Bench Daddies, Vipers, Krugers, and get out there, and I think 1,000-pound bench press may be a commonplace in this world, given time. You can't just put on a shirt and become a 1,000-pound bencher, but if you get in these shirts and you train in these shirts and you overload, so on and so forth, over time, you're going to become, who knows? I mean, like I said, Bill Gillespie, a couple 1,000-pound benches. I've seen guys at 220 doing 850 like it's an empty bar, and I just think maybe 900s. Maybe we'll see a batch of 900s, but some people don't want to wear those type of shirts, and so I mean, you got to pick your poison. I want to get one that fits perfectly and something that I can get crazy with, because definitely they're an advantageous shirt. I mean, they're like I said, I've worn bench shirts since 1996. So to see where they're going. This is the direction I want them to go, and I see tremendous carryover for athletes that wear them. And you may be Dave Hoff, you may bench in a phenom, and you may be happy with that. So be it. But I'm just looking for the next greatest thing. I mean, I benched in phenoms, and they're not as great as they used to be. So I'm trying to find the next greatest thing that it's going to accommodate me, my benching style, and something that's going to give me carryover. Like I said, got a 600 raw bench. I need 450 plus pounds of carryover out of my shirt. And a lot of the shirts I can only get them. Regular shirts I can only get them so tight to the point where I can't touch. They lock up. And then I have to make adjustments so that they do touch. And then when I'm making adjustments to get a weight to touch, you take away from the top part of the lift. So that's a happy medium that I don't want to play with. I like shirts that build from the top all the way down like a spring and take it back to the top. So and those type of bench daddy seems to be the ticket. Kruger, haven't got the Viper shirt yet. Still waiting on the Viper, but I'm excited. I mean, those type of shirts, they're fun to work with. They're fun to be in. I do a lot of slingshot work, so. Similar to that. I mean, that's the elasticity of that material, I mean, canvas material. I remember they used to make canvas bench shirts, and, those didn't work too well for me. They didn't stretch. So they just bound up, and they weren't all that. I mean, they work great in squat though. Hello?
Yeah.
Well. Oh. Guys, sorry, talk about bench shirts.
Just waiting until you're ready for your next question. That's all.
Jeff B.
Let's see here.
Jeff.
Hi, Ryan. What's your cardio routine when you were in the gym training?
I didn't have a cardio routine when I was in the gym training when I was big. My cardio routine now is I basically do HIIT training, or I power walk in the morning right out of bed, on an empty stomach, and throw the headphones in. And do intervals. Like I'm not saying sprint. I don't sprint by any means, but I'll jog. 100 yards, walk. 100 yards, jog 100 yards. Get the heart rate up, and I do that just to maintain cardiovascular health. I mean, if you look at my physique back in the day, it wasn't pretty, and there was no cardiovascular health. And I tell you what, man, when I was 360 some pounds, self-propelled lawnmower one time around my lawn. And I laid in the grass with my hands and legs in there like this, and cars are driving by honking at me because they thought I was dead. So, I mean, I like to be in better, have better general physical preparedness, GPP, conditioning, because, it plays a factor. I didn't realize that back in the day. I just thought eating Whoppers and Big Macs and 15,000 calories and wearing that shirt, and yeah, it worked, but, I think if I would have had better conditioning, especially in airports, big airports, when you're flying to meets and you're trying to get from Terminal A to Terminal B, and you're huffing and puffing because you're just completely winded, especially in Heathrow in London. Big airport. Minneapolis, big airport. And even Denver sometimes. If they didn't have those little escalator things that you get on that help you move when you walk, yeah, I'd be up shit creek back then. So.
Ideal heavy bench frequency, twice a week?
I don't bench heavy twice a week, once a week, actually. And depending on how I do it, I bench heavy usually 2 times every Tuesday, and then I usually do some type of deload work and on the 3rd week. And just as I say, it's deload work. It's what I like to do for deload is like a 4-board, and with 200 pounds of band tension and work up to a max single. Takes the shoulders out of it, so basically just lock out, but you're able to still handle heavy weight. You don't have to completely sit on the sidelines and do a deload. So that's how I do it. I wish I could do it 2 times a week. I don't know. I don't think I've never done that yet, but I have a system. Basically, it's 1 time a week and 1 time a week for speed, explosive power. That's how I train. Triceps 3 times a week also.
So Nathan says,
yeah.
I'm a diabetic. I don't want to gain weight.
Yep, Nathan, my diabetes runs in my family too, and I understand that, and that's one of the reasons why I've cut weight, actually, because, diabetes catches up with you, and if you don't monitor your caloric intake and things of that nature, genetically you're susceptible to get it. So I understand that, Nathan. So, but if we don't got gain weight, we'll just have to work on technical stuff, and I guarantee in an hour we could change things for you.
Ryan, on your first attempts, where do you usually have the collar of your shirt?
Collar of my shirt on the first attempts. The shirt that I, the Phenom back in the day, I had an 1.5 inch scoop in the neckline, and how I wore my shirt, and we'll do a video on this. Basically, I put on my Phenom shirt and I pull the sleeves all the way up, neck all the way up. But by pulling the neck all the way up, you still had that scoop. And my scoop wasn't a horseshoe scoop. It was actually a horseshoe, then a little teardrop that ducked right here on the sternum. So the line was actually down here where it should be. And then what I would do, well, basically I would just leave it there. I never pulled the neckline way down off the body. Never did any of that. I liked it all the way up right here. All I did was adjust the back of the sleeve. If you look behind the sleeve of your tricep on that bench shirt and you bend your arms back like this, you'll see wrinkles right here. What you want to do is take those wrinkles and pull them down a ½ inch, and then put 50 more pounds on the bar. That's how I adjusted my shirt. I never pulled the sleeves off either. I basically just pulled the back of the sleeve down. That was my technique.
So the same person that asked this question is kind of following up. I asked because I'm 55 years old and still having trouble getting my SDP to touch. Anything you might have to help? Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you have the new SDP, the royal blue, the black, of that nature. If you're having trouble touching, definitely get the neckline up and get the sleeve up as high as it'll go. I mean, that's the most advantageous area you're going to get to touch in that shirt. And then, if you're still having problems, take a hot water and a towel, soak the chest panel here, soak under the armpits here on both sides, and put a little hot water in the neckline. So now that when you bring it down, it'll relax that material somewhat. But it depends on where you're getting stuck at. I mean, if you're 6 inches from touching, and it's, it depends on where. If it's a ½ inch down there at the bottom, that can be taken care of by those measures. I mean, like I said, if you get the sleeve all the way up and the neckline all the way up, I mean, if you that's the area that you're gonna be able to touch at some point. But I like to wet my shirts down. A lot of times it's body heat and sweat, but those Phenoms are pretty thicker material. So I go to the bathroom, get a towel of hot water, and just dab it like this and get it really wet. And I would put that shirt on early in the warm-ups also and get that material somewhat loosened up and flexing. Don't put it on when you're ready to go to your first attempt. I don't think nobody does that, but definitely put it on 200 pounds before your opener and start stretching out that material somewhat and loosening the fibers, so to speak.
Let's see here. How long did it take you to get to 315? What would you recommend to get a guy's bench to 315?
315. Well, what did I do? Junior in high school, 1991. 210-pound bench at the Family Fitness Center. So out of high school, I think it took me probably three years to get to 315. And to be honest with you, the first time I hit 315 was on a decline, for one. First time I hit 405 was on a decline, for one. First time I hit 500 was on a decline, for one. So all my benches started on the decline, and then I would go over and do them on the flat bench later on. But I basically was getting those type of lifts on the decline first, and then it transitioned over time. Probably it was two and a half years of serious training to get to 315. Yeah. But I benched every day, and I don't think that was good. But I didn't know any better, so 7 times a week.
Just getting off work in Austin, Texas. Man, Ryan, when can we see another bloody face attempt, brother?
Well, hard to say. I don't know if these shirts that are out now will cause that type of compression within the torso, like the old non-flexible shirts did, like Rage X. But never say never. I mean, bloody noses happen, and had one the other day for some reason. So I don't know if they'll be as gory as what you saw back in the day, but there will be some speckles probably. I don't know if it'll come out my eyeballs anymore, but we'll see. I mean, pressure is pressure. So, but I think these the transformation of through these new shirts it's not so, from what I understand. I mean, it's and I haven't touched in one of these shirts, the Viper or the Bench Daddy yet. So I've just done some board work on them. So I haven't been all the way to the chest yet to feel what type of compression I'll get, but I will try. I will try to bleed because that's impressive. It adds to the entertainment value of the bench.
It does look
if you just go up there and do your lift and walk away, it's nothing. But if you get up there and bleed out your eyeballs and spit and do all kinds of theatrics and
people remember you,
paint your nails black and wear funky hats like this, it attracts attention and a lot of stink eye. I don't know why.
I hate my commercial gym. I'm going to move and start my own garage gym. Good plan.
Who's that?
Good plan. Patrick So mean.
Patrick, a commercial gym. I feel your pain, brother. I mean, they're out there, and sometimes that's, I don't know, I'm not saying Planet Fitness, but, you know, places of that nature, I mean, no intensity. And probably just full of gym bros and wannabes and bozos, and who knows. You got to surround yourself with warriors and people of similar mindset as you. And commercial gym is not that. I'll speak for I have a commercial gym membership, like a Gold's Gym out here. I think they all shut down, but you know, I go over there not because I want to, just because I go over there to be the cock of the walk and do biceps in front of people, and just be a Billy Badass over at the commercial gym. So it's kind of fun.
That's the kind of nice thing about
it. Sleeves off and biceps, and just show off a little bit. Get some dirty looks, compliments, and
it is a bit of an ego boost. When
something to do. Yeah. So that's what I use commercial gyms for.
But as far as like really training,
you're not going to go anywhere training in a commercial gym.
For sure.
Absolutely not. You go somewhere, but you're not going to go.
You can go as far as you could if you had a gym full of like-minded people. And
that's right.
The right stuff.
Run with the lame. You develop
a limp. How many rest days do you take?
One right now. During COVID, you know, there's nothing else to do, so we work out 6 days a week right now. But normally, when
That's not what we did. That was what we were doing before.
Yeah.
Sunday was the only day that we were taking off.
I take 2. Usually Sunday and another time in the middle of the week. Depends on how I feel. I mean, if I got it, I go to the gym and I do extra workouts. I mean, it may not be a breakdown workout per se, but if I'm going to the gym and I'll find something to do and not set me back, but will take me further. So.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Who gave you the name Benchmonster?
Who gave me the name Benchmonster? That was myself. Long story short, I did the 800-pound bench, and I had to get a domain name, and RyanKennelly.com was taken, .net was taken, .org was taken. Wes Campen, owner of Powerlifting Superstore in Spokane, Washington, was at the meet when I did the 800, and he said, I need to write a book. And I said, well, I've never written a book, so I'm going to go write a book. And then he calls me up, and he says, we need a domain name, and I'm not going to go into the whole theatrics of how my domain name got stolen. But I remember he gave me 3 options, and it was Bench King, Bench Monster, and one other one. And I remember looking at Bench King, Bench Monster, and I had to make a decision in like 30 seconds. And I just I remember looking at the paper, and I said, Bench Monster. Hated the name, too. I didn't like that nickname until 2006 or 7. It kind of grew on me, and I kind of liked it. But in the beginning, I didn't like it because I was forced to pick it, and I just didn't. You know, I wanted some time. I didn't really want a nickname either, but it what do you do? You know, it's who I am. So, but I kind of like it now, Bench Monster.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of people try to steal it and call the Russian. The little bench monster, or red bench monster. I mean, everybody's a bench monster, but I am the bench monster.
We got the 16-year-old girl.
She's the
Mariana Nemova, I think.
Is she the female? Is she the Russian bench monster? They call her.
I'm not sure. I don't care who spin they put on.
I'm not all bent out of shape about it, but I see it once in a while. Hey, Julius Maddox is a bench monster.
Yeah,
God damn it, he's a monster and he's a bench monster. So, I mean, yeah, I put that on anybody.
The intro of Road to the Arnold is so hardcore with that song of Nania.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that video is my pre-workout. Yes, it is a very.
Yeah, they did good.
It makes you want to lift as soon as it's over. You're like ready to go.
The people that produced that did an excellent job, and we got that music, and I was able to put my stamp on it, my thumbprint on it before. I was like, yeah. That music is, I mean, it's not grinder by any means, but it's music that, like, gets your heart and blood, adrenaline flowing, man. And not to mention the beginning, but the end. I mean, when it comes to the end of the Road to the Arnold, and that thing ends, I want to go to the gym. That's why I don't like to watch it, because after it's over, I want to go to the gym. It's still get that fire, man. It's exciting. Still got it.
Have you heard of Andrew Kalura? He has a 650 bench Ironman style, no wrist wraps, nothing.
I want to say I saw him on Instagram. I want to say he's a bigger kid too, 3-something, and I thought I saw him do 675. If it's the same guy, somebody sent me a video, and he doesn't have a lot of Instagram followers, but I watched the guy handles. If it's him, Somebody will have to send me a link to that because I want to Google him and put him on the next show maybe because if we're talking about the same individual, because anybody jacking that kind of weight is impressive, and he's a hidden gem. I mean he's a name he's not out there, at the competitive level yet maybe, and but who knows? Couple of years, he's another 700-pound raw bencher on the planet, right there. No doubt in my mind if he's pushing that type of weight. So.
Let's see. Ryan, have you ever heard of Scott Mendelson? He benched 1,200.
1,200?
He didn't bench 1,200.
No. Nathan, Scott Mendelson, know him quite well. And he handles 1,200 in training quite often. And is it possible to bench 1,300? Yes. If back in 2002 when I did 800 in a shirt, if somebody came up to me and said, is 800 raw bench possible? I would have said no. Look at that. It's going to happen in this year probably. Julius Maddox is going to do it.
Well, yeah, I saw, not to change the subject, but like I saw, it looks like he's going to be, I don't know, I just saw like an email that said he's going to be going for an 800-pound bench. Like it's going to be recorded.
Good.
June, like the end of June.
Yeah, so he'll do 800 and then...
I didn't realize he was going to do it that soon.
No. Well, I heard June, but I didn't know with the COVID thing.
Maybe my information is false, but
yeah, he'll do it. No, I'm not even worried about it. He's gonna crack that like it's nothing, and then we'll see guys eventually, going 1,300. I believe it. I don't know when. Couldn't tell you, Nathan. I mean, sooner than later.
Take off. That's where you're gonna see that.
I'm gonna have to get one of these band shirts. I mean, I got bench shirts. I got a Bench Daddy bench shirt. I got a Kruger bench shirt. I'm gonna have to get me one of these band shirts. Where do you get them?
You have them.
I don't have them. 1,300, absolutely, though.
Ryan the man, what do you think of heavy lockouts with straight weight?
Used to do heavy lockouts with straight weight all the time. Back in the day, before I had the Kennelly or the West Side method, when I was doing my own thing, rack lockouts were a big thing, and different pin lengths, and I never did them close grip. I always did them wide, and I practiced. I remember doing 700 pounds, just off 6-inch lockout and working that. Before I could even do 700 on the bench, we'd always go over to the rack. And this is before we didn't have boards. We didn't even see the West Side video VHS tape, Bench Secrets, where they use boards. So we didn't even know about boards. But we benched and we went to the rack and did rack lockouts and then on from there. But there's still a great tool to utilize in your training. Just make sure that when you're doing them, you do not. A lot of people get pec injuries on rack lockouts because they'll come up and they'll come down and they'll relax and then they jerk into it. You want to make contact with that bar and get everything tight before you press. Don't go into it and relax and try to do a jerky movement because you can get hurt in rack lockouts and even floor press. I've seen guys tear their pecs on floor press. I mean, doing them incorrectly. You doing anything incorrectly, you're going to get hurt. So technique is very important in everything you do. Because just remember, you can get hurt with 135, you can get hurt with 1,035. So it don't matter. Respect the weight.
Cody Plum, I'm officially a bench-only lifter now. Oh.
Well, Cody, you got a new shirt too, though. I saw it, and kind of excited. I've never seen that shirt before. I'm kind of interesting to see how it works for you.
Did you get an injury or something?
I'm not gonna. I don't know. I can't remember.
I won't pry, but
yeah.
Okay.
Bench only is all right, man. Nothing wrong
Obviously.
with that. I'm rooting for you. Yeah. Hey, you're in my boat, man.
Where were we at? When will you compete again? Can't wait to see that.
I'll let you know. I'll keep everybody updated. Once I get the shirt fitted right and I'm ready to go, then it'll be time to go. And we'll get out on the platform and do it. And it'll be over 1,000, guaranteed. And it's just like I said, with COVID and no gyms and this a lot. This is once we get back to normalcy, whatever that is in life. I mean, I don't know when it'll be, but we're back to normal and we're able to move around normal and do normal things and go to gyms without fear of the government coming and shooting us because we're at a gym, like they do in New Jersey when they just don't get me started. So. Give me time.
Okay, so just a couple
more
here.
Yep.
So the person that was talking about Andrew Calera, He says that, nah, this was back in '01. He was on his tippy toes with no technique. YouTube, Andrew Kalura Bench on YouTube.
I'll have to do that. Wonder where he's at now. I mean, was he on the scene for a minute, like a flash in the pan? The name sounds familiar. I mean, I've been in this for a long time, and I just don't know. I just thought he was a guy that would be still in the game. But I'll Google him and YouTube him for sure. What?
Hey Ryan, LL Cool J called. He needs his hat back.
Okay.
Just messing. Please don't break me in half.
I'm going back to Cali. It's Samuel L. Jackson right here. LL Cool J. I forgot he wears a hat like this.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You can't pull that off. Do you know?
I feel like the Grinch. Yeah.
He doesn't wear a white hat like that.
Well,
it's
furry though. It's like an animal. It's really weird. I pulled that out of the closet.
It is really soft.
Yeah, I'm a man of wears many hats and has his finger in many pies. Oh, LL Cool J. Yeah, that's all right.
Got distracted there.
I just wore it for entertainment value. It's not like I wear this around town. I already get dirty looks as it is around here. I don't need any more.
No, sorry. Do you know Brent Muskill?
Brent Mikesell, Spokane, Washington. Yeah, known him for a long time. Great guy. Saw him recently, a year or two ago at what meet was that? That federation that Wilkins squat guy was at.
Wait, what?
We want the guy that squatted 1,000. Ray Williams. What federation was that?
Okay. USA Powerlifting.
USA
When
Powerlifting.
we went to nationals in Spokane.
Yeah, he was there.
I thought you were talking about what we did.
Great guy. Yeah, trained at his gym. He had a gym for a while, and yeah.
Was he the guy that we saw as we walked in?
As we walked out the door.
That was like, nobody knows
That's
who
right.
I am,
That's
and
Brent.
nobody's gonna know who you are.
That's right. I was walking into the USAPL powerlifting meet, and Brent Mikesell was walking out of the venue and told me that nobody knows who he was or nobody knows who I was when I walked in there, and that if Ed Cohn was in there, that nobody would know who he was in there either. And we laughed about it, and I was just there to watch Ray Williams squat.
Yeah.
And he's an impressive man, too. Short guy. I didn't think he was that short, but I saw him, and God, he's a bulldog.
We didn't get close to it. We couldn't get close to him, though.
No, couldn't get close to him, but he was impressive, man. Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, he's a strong man.
He's amazing.
Jesus, yeah.
He's so cool.
1,100. Was he on 1080? 1,100 squat? Crazy.
He's
Yeah.
a very, very impressive lifter. Let's see here. So Cody Plum, I have 3 discs damaged and been having a bad time lately to the point where I can't walk at times.
I'm assuming those discs are in the lower lumbar, hopefully somewhere down there probably. I know my L1, L4s are herniated, and I have a degenerative disc L5, S1. So hopefully that you can do physical therapy or something, or some PRP inject. I mean, there's a whole host of things, but living in pain is no good. Hey, Cody, don't let them get you on those fucking pain pills either. A lot of doctors will start pumping those pain pills down you. That just not good for you. And they tried to do that to me for a while, and it was a horrible experience. And but when you're living in a pain level of 7, with your back, I mean, but I do things therapeutically like the reverse hyper and things of that nature, and I don't do things to irritate it. I know better, so I don't want to live in pain. I want to live every day and be happy. Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff added here.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to probably cut it off after
I got
this last one down here.
Yeah. Okay.
And
well,
so anything else that comes,
I don't want to cut anybody. I try not to cut anybody off.
We'll save them for next
time.
time.
Triceps 3 times a week, but heavy. No. Sometimes it's low volume heavy weights, and sometimes triceps is high volume short rest periods. Also slow eccentrics. Basically, on anything that you do, bring it down slow and extend. Slow and extend. So I always try to switch it up. Volume, intensity, style, technique, angle, and keep it fun. That's why you have a list of 47 different exercises to choose from. You can just shuffle them out and say, hey, I want to do these 2. And I want to do short rest periods. I want a superset. I mean, there's so many different things you can do to keep it fun. But I wouldn't necessarily say heavy.
Hi Ryan, my best bench in competition is 870. I am hoping to get into the 900s this year. I was thinking of adding 10-second static holds with 1,000 pounds to overload. Think that will help?
It will help. problem is, if you do those static holds in the beginning of your workout, you will not have a good workout the rest of the workout. And if you try to do them at the end, a static hold at the end, you won't have it either. So my advice to you is to do reverse band. I know Tiny Meeker does a lot of those. And I would, because basically you can put 1,000 pounds in there and move it and put a reverse band, a lighten method where you put a 100-pound band hanging from the top of the power rack, so that when you come down, it's somewhat lighter, but you're able to move the weight as opposed to holding it. And you can do repetitions with it. You can start on a 4-board in your shirt, and or you can just take it out and static hold too. I mean, it all works. It's just how you put it together in your training to make it work for you. Gene Richlack did static holds back in the day, and I was told to do them. And like I said, I came in and I static held 900. And then I tried to do the rest of my workout and it sucked. And then I was like, oh, well, the next time I come in, I'll do my workout and then go static hold. And I went at the end of the workout, I went to hold 900 and couldn't hold it. Couldn't even get it off the rack. So there's a balance there.
So this must be talking about, I assume this is talking about Ray Williams. He did, I believe, a 1,200 squat and lives in your area.
1,200?
Where does he live at?
Ray Williams is down Mississippi or somewhere, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Unless he moved out here, that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool.
1,200 squat? Oh, no. Oh, I think he's talking about Brent Mikesell.
Okay, I was going to say that. Okay.
Yeah, Brent lives out here in Spokane. He's I think he's a retired school teacher.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now we're on the same page.
We're on the same track.
Ryan, that would be cool to bench with you.
Nathan, where do you live? Let me know where you live. I mean, maybe I'll be close to where you live at some point. Dallas, Columbus. Where else would we go? Florida sometime? California? Let me know where you're at, man. You know, never say never. Could pop into your gym. And who knows?
Cody Plum says, yes, my Metal Pro is coming tomorrow. We will start breaking it
cool.
in around 5 p.m. Very cool.
Is that Metal Pro is that the orange shirt, or is that I don't know which one that is. I haven't seen a metal shirt in a while. I'm curious. Send me a video or a pic of it when you get it. That'd be cool.
Okay, great. Thanks. We've been doing the lockouts with 3-second holds at the top to increase time under the bar.
Good job, T. T professor.
And Nathan says that he lives in Missouri.
Missouri.
I think you were asking where he lives.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, not to get off the topic, but have your sinuses been bothering you?
Actually, they have. Yeah, I've actually been. I don't know if it was mowing the lawn the other day, but I had to go to the 99-cent store and get some nasal spray because I'm all clogged up here. So, yeah, it's I've had some nasal issues.
And then
Boy, that's scary. How'd you know that? Do I sound weird? Do I need to turn this microphone down?
Are you sniffing? I think you're sniffing.
I don't know.
Something.
Yeah, I'm all stuffed up. Yeah, can't breathe.
Left, there's a plant.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the end of the questions.
Oh, thank you. Well, we were way over time, but you know, I don't want to cut anybody off, and I you guys show up here, and I appreciate that, and I'll sit on here. You know, I can sit on here.
I don't want people to get bored.
Yeah, I don't want you to get bored either. You know, I have a tendency to ramble, and I just want to keep things on point and cover the things that we need to cover and talk lifting and hopefully have my own videos to post on here pretty soon because I got some techniques and things I want to show. And I know I keep saying that, and like I said, we'll have guests too at some point. But you know, one thing at a time. But I just like to give back and answer your questions. And you guys ask me questions, and I have a tendency to tell stories.
There's some really good questions. So thank you for all the great questions and comments. And
I try to answer them as thoroughly as I can. And I usually reference in my own training. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I've never done. You know, I never say, oh, yeah, do that. I mean, it's not. The only thing I'm going to tell you is what I know that works, that I've seen that works on me, my training partners, and people that I coach. So I'm not going to do half-assed, you know, throw you a card and have you, you know, I don't do that. You know, I'm real, man, and I'll lay it down and I'll give you stuff that works, not stuff that's hearsay or who knows what. You know, I just yeah, absolutely. Well, is it time for dinner? Absolutely.
It's about time for dinner.
Hey, don the hat. LL Cool J, come get it. Yep. I'm embarrassed. It was a one-time thing. You may never see it again, so take it all in. Yeah. But anyway, hey, thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll do it again.
Thank you so much for joining us and for the great questions. We really appreciate you guys joining us each week.
John Smith, Slingshot. I'm using the Atlas. Dark Side Atlas. So It's my favorite out of all of them. It's the most intense, most insane, most crazy, awesome one that I like, and it's neon green like my blood. You know, we live next to a nuclear reactor here, so, and I drink the water, so we're not normal. We glow. Turn these lights off. It's green in here. Light the lights behind. All right, y'all, and we'll do it again next week, and hopefully
Can't wait till next week.
you guys join us again, man.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye, guys.